Hi. One of the things that I like to do in life is message people using both my phone and my computer. And I just indicated out to you because I'm holding the phone and talking to it because I'm still not using my computer to do live streams. We'll do a different live stream about that in just a little bit. Nonetheless, I'd like to talk about it and complain about Google a little bit in the process. I'm Clay Carlino. Let's do stuff. So, I'm here with my computer, which is mostly set up and working. And little shout out to Linux folks. Some of the problems that I was complaining about in my last live stream, I know what the issues are, and it's not Linux's fault. So I apologize to Linus Torvalds, I don't know how to say his name, and everybody in the Linux community. But nonetheless, this is not about that. This is about messaging and first world problems. Ah, come on, really? I had it all set up so that I could do this and I could press my button and then point the camera at Weird Al Yankovic action figure and go, thank you, Weird Al, you can shut up now. So, yes, this is a first world problem. I realize that. But like a person in 2020, I am going to complain about stuff anyway. So, so messaging has been around for quite a long time at this point. And I remember back in the day when Google Talk was the new messaging program that everybody was using and everybody at work was using it, and I subscribed and got on there, and it was on everybody's computer, and we would chat back and forth, and yay, we were chatting and stuff. And then at some point it changed to Google Hangouts. And at some point around that time, I got my first smartphone, which was actually a hand-me-down smartphone from my wife, because she actually really likes technology. I tolerate technology. In fact, this phone is a hand-me-down from my wife because we have maintained that pattern. So, anyway, I got a smartphone, and one of the cool things about Hangouts at that time was that you could install it on your phone and it would send SMS text messages to people who even weren't on Hangouts. And that was great, because I don't want a bunch of different messaging programs. I don't want I don't even have Facebook because that just seems like a pain in the butt. But if I did, I don't want a separate messenger for Facebook and then a separate messenger for Instagram or a separate, I don't want all these different programs. I just want to be able to pick the person that I want to send a message to and send the message. I don't think that should be that complicated, but apparently it is. So I was really happy. Oh, you're kidding me. Really? No. My neighbor just tried to call, and you just got a really loud beep. And, I kind of wish that this is another one of those, the problem being that my phone doesn't turn off the internal microphone when somebody tries to call while I'm streaming a video. I mean, it puts a message on the screen. I can see that it's happening. See? It just told me that yes, Mr. Fillion, I realize that it's not that complicated with Mac, and if I wanted to spend several $1,000s every time I needed a new computer, then hey, that would be great, and also not be allowed to do anything that they don't allow me to do. So, we can talk about that next live stream. Nonetheless, no, no. That's another thing that we're going to talk about during the next live stream, not this one, but I have learned a lesson about trying to solve problems with money, and this computer is part of that lesson. But I digress because, like I said, we're talking about Hangouts here, not computer stuff, but I will hit those issues. I desperately want to talk about it, but I'm not going to right now. I'm going to resist the urge to rant about trying to use money to fix problems. So anyway, the nice thing was that Hangouts was an all-in-one solution. It would send a text message and it would go out to SMS messengers and it would go out to Hangouts. And if you were on the PC or if you were on your phone, it didn't matter. It would just work. It was great. That was wonderful until about a year or so ago, they changed it so that it wouldn't work. I don't understand. If you're a Google person, can you explain to me how taking away features that work is an improvement? Because I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. And I've read stuff where Google is saying, well, we want to make Hangouts a professional version and then there'll be a personal version or whatever. Good luck. Good luck with that. I'm sure that it'll work very well, like many of your recent endeavors. What has Google done lately that's been really good? I used to be a Google fan too. I mean, I used to love Google, and lately they've just kind of failed to impress. So, yeah, Google, you're on notice. So, anyway, at the time that they took away the feature for SMS text messaging in Hangouts, they gave us a new option. And that option was Messenger. So then we had a separate messaging program. I didn't want a separate messaging program. That's why I liked Hangouts in the first place. I just wanted to have one. Now I had to have two, one to send to Hangouts people and one to send to just people that were on the phone. I know, first world problem. I'm not going to do the thing. It requires a little bit too much futzing. But imagine that I just did the Weird Al thing again and was, reminding myself that, yes, these are first world problems. But not too long ago. It's not brand new, but it is it is recent. Messages got a little bit of an update. And now, okay, hold on to your seats. Are you sitting? You can send messages not just from your phone, but from your computer, and you can use them interchangeably. And so that's what I wanted to talk to you about and show you how it works. It's actually pretty cool. So if you go to Messages for Web by Google, I don't know, I'll show this. And at some point, I'm going to improve the system here so that I can show these kinds of things, on screen and just change. But, this is what we're doing right now with the technology at hand. So you go to Messages for Web, and it's Messages by Google. And if you click on that, what it'll do is it'll take you here. And this is a QR code that you blip with your phone, assuming that your phone is installed with Messages. Now, if you're an Apple user, just, you're not interested in this anyway. But for those of us who have Android and have Messages installed on our Android phones, this is actually kind of cool. You just blip the QR code with your phone. I believe that you have to have the Messages app open, but nonetheless, and it'll synchronize your phone with the computer. There is an option here below that says, remember me on this computer. So you probably want to have that turned on so that you don't have to do it every time. But nonetheless, you get on that, and then you can also do this. You can go to the Chrome Web Store, and you can get messages for web, and then you just, if you don't have it installed, there'll be a button here that says add to Chrome. So you add messages for web to Chrome, and then what that will do is that will give you a little icon right up here. And when you click it, it'll open your messages window right there. And look at that. You now have a separate app with all your messages, and this doesn't even have to be in the browser. You can close everything else down, and now I can send and receive messages. So like if I click on sexy woman here, I can say, you're sexy, hit enter, and then my lovely wife will know that she's sexy. So there we go. And so, on one hand, I'm really happy because now I'm back to having one app that works regardless of whether I'm on my phone or on my computer or on my laptop or whatever. That's great. That's what I've been wanting this whole time. On the other hand, they had this solved 10 years ago. So, I mean, yay? Um, Good on you. I don't it's hard for me to be super excited because we've been here before, and I was happy to be here before. So now at this point, all I have to do is convince the remaining few people who still use Hangouts to get off of Hangouts and get onto messages. And then I can delete Hangouts and never look back. Because Hangouts, you're dead to me. Sorry. You had me, and then you lost me, and now I don't want to go back. So, and I think there's only like one other person that I know that uses Hangouts, and so yeah. And Google is trying to push everybody off of Hangouts anyway. So I'm actually doing them a favor by saying Hangouts suck off of Hangouts. So that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. See, that wasn't so bad. And then the next time I live stream, I'm going to talk about some of the things that I've learned about video cards and what they can do, what they can't do, and also about my attempt to use money to solve my problems because that hasn't worked yet. I mean, money helps, but yeah, I saw my thing do something. Oh, it's changing stuff there. Um, yeah, so that's it. Clay Carlino, I'm glad that we got to talk about things. It's great to talk back and forth, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. And by the way, if you know something about all this stuff or have opinions, please feel free to comment. Thank you so much. Yes, I want to stop streaming.